Verdict watch day 2 or 1, depending on how you look at it. With a new juror in place, the jury had to begin deliberations all over again this morning in the corruption trial of an Assemblyman William Boyland. He's accused of accepting bribes and also filing bogus expense reports. Pat Bailey is joining us now live in New York City. And Pat, what has been going on so far there today?
Well, Julia, very quiet inside the courtroom. That's because the jury has the case, and they're, of course, behind closed doors deliberating this case. As you mentioned, there was an alternate juror who has now been added to the jury pool, so they had to start all over. How did we get here? Well, late Tuesday night, the jury got the case after a 5-week trial against Mr. Boyland. They got it late Tuesday night. Essentially, a lot of people think that they didn't get to a lot of deliberations Tuesday. So Wednesday, yesterday, they came in, deliberated all day. At about 4:30, the judge came out and said that one juror will be excused. She did not say for what reason, but the juror would be excused. So the alternate juror would have to come in. Of course, that's why they have an alternate juror. The only catch is here that anything that was deliberated throughout the day, all day yesterday, cannot be told to that alternate juror. They have to start all over again, and that's where we are this morning. They got here around 9 or 9:30 at federal court in Brooklyn, as did Mr. Boyland himself. We have some video of him coming into the courtroom this morning. So the jury has been deliberating since about 9:30 this morning, depending on what time they got here. Now, as you mentioned, Mr. Boyland is facing over 20 counts of corruption. Federal prosecutors allege that he took cash and in exchange was going to use his power as an assembly member to fast-track real estate deals. There was talk of bringing a carnival to Brooklyn, something that Mr. Boyland allegedly on tape told the undercover agent that he could fast-track with his influence as a state assemblyman. Now, there were also charges, of course, as falsifying per diem reports, something that CBS 6 has been telling you all about over the past year and a half. Mr. Boyland allegedly putting nearly $70,000 worth of per diems in Albany that he was not allowed to have. He said he was in Albany but was not there. Those are also part of this trial here in Brooklyn. Again, over 20 counts total. So the question now is, how long will these deliberations take? We just don't know. We talked to the prosecution. They obviously said, we don't know, but I did overhear them talking with Mr. Boyland's attorney this morning, and both kind of gave the impression that they felt like that this could be ended today, sometime throughout the day today. We're, of course, at lunchtime right now. We don't know if the jury will deliberate through lunch as they eat lunch, but we do want to mention, we mentioned all the charges against him. Yesterday, his attorney told me that the argument is that Mr. Boyland did, in fact, take money, promised to fast-track legislation, but they said he only took the money, it was campaign contribution money, and never followed through with fast-tracking the legislation, so they think he's innocent on at least those charges. We'll have to see how all this plays out, of course, throughout the day. Stay with us on social media, on Facebook and on Twitter, and coming up tonight at 5 and 6 o'clock, we'll have the very latest. Boyland has been coming and going from the courthouse. We got to him yesterday. As you see, we talked to him, tried to talk to him this morning coming in. He has not said much, but did tell me yesterday he will talk, quote, when this is all over, so we'll see if that happens. For now, we're live in Brooklyn. Pat Bailey, CBS 6 News.